All right, welcome back. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most critical and honestly, often overlooked battlegrounds in the fight against vendor lock-in, and that is the API. Your application programming interfaces. They can be this amazing source of flexibility, or they can be a very subtle technical trap. So let's figure out how to tell the difference. Okay, first things first, we've got to get our mandatory disclaimer out of the way. This is Module 8 of a 10-module overview on how to research the lock-in potential of a software vendor. Now, all of this is based on some really comprehensive research from Virtualization Options LLC, and it's here to provide general principles. It doesn't come with any warranty, and it's definitely not legal advice. You should always work with competent legal counsel who's familiar with the laws and regulations where you are. So, what's our game plan for today? Well, we're going to start by unpacking that whole dual nature of APIs. Are they a tool for freedom or a trap? Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, our investigative framework, if you will. We'll test for standards compliance, figure out how to gauge API coverage, look at stability, and then, to wrap it all up, we're going to arm you with a practical checklist to take to your next vendor meeting. So let's start with that big picture. At its absolute best, an API architecture is the foundation of your operational agility. It lets you connect all your different tools, automate work. It's amazing. But if you're not careful, those very same APIs can become a kind of cage, a dependency that locks you right into one vendor's ecosystem. A strong, really robust API is your key to freedom. It's the thing that lets you automate workflows, build your own custom apps, and integrate with other systems. And here's the crucial part. All without being forced to live inside the vendor's user interface. This is huge because it frees you from their way of doing things. And that really brings us to the central question, the one question you have to answer for any potential vendor you're looking at. Is their API a true gateway that opens up doors for innovation, or is it just a carefully constructed cage designed to keep you trapped? How you answer this is going to determine your future flexibility. Just look at this slide. It perfectly shows the complex web of modern IT, right? Now, think of every single one of those connection points as a potential lock-in mechanism. A well-designed open API is what makes sure that each of those connections is a bridge, letting you connect to other systems, and not a wall that just boxes you in. So, that brings us to our very first investigative step, the standards compliance test. This, right here, should be your absolute first line of questioning when you start digging into a vendor's API. So why standards? Why do they matter so much? Because open standards are your single best defense against getting locked in at the API level. Think of them like the universal rules of the road for software. They ensure different systems can actually talk to each other. When a vendor follows them, they're basically promising to play well with others, and that directly protects you from getting stuck with their proprietary tech. So what exactly should you be looking for? Well, you need to demand compliance with these key standards. For the APIs themselves, that means common approaches like REST or GraphQL. For security, you want to see things like OAuth 2.0 or SAML, which lets you plug into your company's existing login systems. And for documentation, a spec like OpenAPI makes it way easier for your developers to get up and running. These aren't just technical acronyms. They're your ticket to portability. All right, next step in our investigation, gauging API coverage. See, it's not enough for a vendor to just say, yeah, we have an API. The real question is, how much of the system can you actually get to through it? And wow, these charts just say it all, don't they? On the left, that's what you want to see, a good vendor giving you 95% API coverage. Awesome. But on the right, that's a massive red flag. Only 40% is available through the API, which means a whopping 60% of the system's functions can only be controlled through their proprietary user interface. That is a classic lock-in tactic. And the biggest red flag of all? It's when you find out that critical administrative or configuration tasks are part of that UI-only slice. I mean, if you can't programmatically manage users, or change settings, or do core admin duties, you're fundamentally chained to that vendor's tools, and your ability to automate anything important is just crippled. Okay, let's move on to our third area of assessment, versioning, stability, and support. Because listen, a great API today is totally useless if it becomes an unstable nightmare tomorrow. You have to assess its long-term reliability. So what does good look like? Well, a stable API is predictable. It's got a clear versioning strategy, strong backward compatibility. It just works. An unstable API, on the other hand, total red flag. Has frequent breaking changes, really short notices before they kill off old versions. It forces your team into this constant, expensive cycle of updates. And that means your developers are always putting out fires instead of building cool new stuff for your customers. And hey, don't forget the support system that's built around the API itself. A vendor who's actually serious about this is going to provide excellent public documentation. They'll also offer SDKs, software development kits, which are basically these prepackaged toolsets that make life so much easier for your developers. Things like clear code samples and tutorials. These should be non-negotiable. If that stuff is missing, it's a huge sign they don't really support an open ecosystem. Okay, this brings us to the final and I think the most actionable part of our whole explainer, your vendor interrogation checklist. These are the key questions you absolutely have to ask before you sign on that dotted line. And remember, the goal here is to be systematic. Using a checklist like this takes the sort of abstract risk of lock-in and turns it into a concrete, documented assessment that you can actually use to make a smart decision. So here it is, 5 crucial questions. Get ready. Number 1, are your APIs based on open standards like REST and OAuth? 2, what specific percentage of your system's functionality is accessible via the API? 3, can all the core data operations, create, read, update, and delete be done programmatically? 4, what is your official policy on backward compatibility and API deprecation? And finally, number 5, is your documentation public and do you provide SDKs? Trust me, their answers, or even just their hesitation to answer, will tell you everything you need to know. Ultimately, this whole investigation, all these technical questions, they really boil down to one final question. And it's not just about technology, it's about the partnership you're about to enter. Does this vendor's API strategy truly empower your independence and your agility? Or is it designed, whether subtly or obviously, to enforce their control over your operations? The choice you make here is going to define your freedom to innovate for years to come.